You know, girls, I've been wondering lately. Given what Dementia said to us, combined with all that exposition you two were fed by Heavy, would we notice it when things change?
I guess that would depend on what you consider things changing. What do you mean, for example?
I don't know, like that Bruce Lee-looking gym teacher at Candlelight High. I could swear that he didn't always used to teach the martial arts club.
What? You're talking crazy, Twilight. Han's been at CHS for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, so can I, but for some reason I feel like it wasn't always that way. Though it might just be me questioning everything I thought to be real after hearing that our world is literally being altered every time something new appears in Equestria.
Well, either way, I don't think it is something you should work yourself up about. The way Heavy put it, whenever this world adapts, it sort of rewinds the entire universe and then fast-forwards it again with that new character added. So in a way, things don't actually change. Per se.
By the way, didn't Dementia say something about an alarm going off every time we mentioned this interdimensional stuff? How about we stop it before she comes in again and has another rage aneurysm?
Gan, I've been meaning to ask you something anyway, Twilight. For quite a long time, actually. Well, I'm not saying that it has been on my mind for more than like a day now, but looking back at all those months since, it did leave me wondering.
The same way this frustrating dialogue of yours is leaving me wondering how Robota's ever got anything done in this shit show.
I was just about to say that.
Just fucking spit it out!
Gee, someone is being a bitch right now. What I'm talking about is Spike. You know, your dog.
Yeah, sure. What about him?
Well, where is he? I mean, he only made one single appearance in the entire sketch series during the Evil Sunset Shimmer plot. And if I recall correctly, it was never quite clear what became of him afterwards. He's not dead by chance, is he?
What? No, what the why would you believe he's dead?
Well, the way the scene was sounding, it did really give that impression. You know, Sunset Shimmer picking him up and throwing him at the wall. And that's the last you see or hear of him.
Added to the fact that your choice of dialogue didn't help matters either. When you say stuff like you'll pay for what you did to Spike, it does leave little room for anything else.
Well, alright, you might have a point there. Looking back to it, it really does sound like Pony Sunset just killed him.
Don't you mean Human Sunset?
No, I'm Human Sunset.
Don't even start with this again. But to cut to the chase, no, Spike's not dead. He's alive and well, and he's still living at my house, nothing changed.
If that's the case, why haven't we seen him again once in all this time?
That's simple. Spike still got thrown into a wall and he did hurt himself. Nearly broke one of his legs. It gave him at least a very nasty sprain. Thankfully by now he's fully recovered and able to walk again. Still, after Sunset was defeated, he approached me and requested that I promise him to never again include him in one of Robota's sketches.
Well, seems like a reasonable request.
So yeah, that's why I haven't seen him for so long. And likely won't ever again. At least on camera.
Well, as long as he's happy, so am I. I'm glad he's fine. God, you're giving me diabetes with your disgusting goodness.
Plus, I only said he's able to walk. I didn't say he was completely fine. In fact, he's currently a little struck down health-wise. He's got Diet COVID.
Diet COVID?
Yeah. You know what Diet COVID is, don't you? It's like the coronavirus. But dire.
Oh, great. I can't wait to get into round 4 of this fucking pandemic shit. Are we gonna have to isolate ourselves again for months and let businesses go to ruin when the government locks the entire city down, mongering fear and forcing people to obey or be imprisoned?
Pardon me?
Huh? What? Oh, sorry. I think Robota's just forced me to go on this uninformed random stereotypical old right shit that was sad about the pandemic.
Wow, really? How can someone be so petty? COVID is over, man. Just leave it alone. And by the way, you didn't even mention that we would be forced to get a useless and potentially harmful vaccine jabbed into us that does nothing other than create a two-tier society.
Jetzt aber mal Schluss. Will you stop being such a hypocrite, Robotus? You double vaccinated yourself.
Well, to be completely frank, that doesn't disqualify any of the actual criticisms hidden in this reactionary rant. I mean, you can both get the vaccine for yourself and at the same time take issue with the pressure that society was imposing on people. All the fear-mongering, the threats of losing your jobs, the exclusion from places, all that. Which no reasonable person can deny is not an acceptable thing to do.
In all honesty, Sunset, that just ain't true. You can't do both. When it comes to the COVID vaccine or any of that pandemic shit, you're either completely for or entirely against it. Ain't no such thing as a middle ground there.
Evidently. Otherwise, not every smallest bit of questioning any of the radical measures taken by the government would be equated to claiming that 5G was spreading COVID.
Though I gotta say, that's still one of my favorite conspiracies to this date. Still makes me chuckle every time I hear it.
Oh my holy one and only Catholic Christian gods! Y'all see what I'm seeing?
It's kinda hard to focus on anything else right now after hearing this pinnacle of offensiveness. Like, you managed to check every single box at once with that one.
Oh, give it a rest, why you're acting like I ain't the yokel fuck I am.
Well, that is a fair point indeed. But enough of this indulgence. Concentrate, euch.
She's right. Look, the portal to Equestria has opened. We need to be on our guard, friends. Who knows what kind of freakish, nonsensical monster it spits out this time?
Wouldn't you like to know?